Well, speaking of that, by 2017, he became the CEO of Robinhood Foundation, which is one of the biggest nonprofit organizations in the U.S. While you were CEO, you raised more than $650 million.
Yeah.
And then by 2020, you became a board member of Under Armour.
Yep.
So as a board member, you could actually fire the CEO? I mean, not personally, but if everyone voted together, you guys could actually kick the CEO out, right?
Doesn't quite work like that because the CEO is majority shareholder, and he's CEO's doing a good job, so we won't want to do that anyway.
Okay. Do you have a lot of Steph Curry sneakers in your collection?
Oh yeah, I do. Yes, I do. Listen, I rock Under Armour hard, man. That's my brand.
Right, they started in Baltimore,
right?
They
sure did. They are, and that it's one of the things that I love about Kevin, the CEO and the founder. It's one thing I love about the company and the board and the team is they're proud of that. You know, when you get a city like Baltimore who has a hometown brand, who could have gone anywhere in the country, but literally stuck their flag in the ground in Baltimore, and it's like, listen, we're Baltimore through and through. And we're going to grow here, we're going to hire here, we're going to invest here. Like, that matters. And it matters really heavily to a city that needs to and wants to recruit and attract the best. And so I'm very bullish on Baltimore. I really do think that Baltimore is going to have the kind of decade that every other city in America 10 years from now is going to look back and say, I want to have the decade that Baltimore just had. But it's because you have a lot of people who are willing to invest and believe and build in Baltimore, and that includes the folks from Under Armour.
Well, you got to hand it to Steph Curry in terms of that brand.
Oh, yeah, man.
Because I think he's really transformed Under Armour. And from what I heard, he originally was going to sign with Nike, but when he went to the meeting, the presentation they had Kevin Durant's name on there on accident. So he was like, okay, clearly I'm not a priority over here. Let me go check with some other brands. And then he signed with Under Armour. And I think they actually signed a new deal with him recently, which is actually going to extend way past his playing days.
A lifetime deal.
Like his retirement. Yeah, he has a lifetime deal with Under Armour.
Yeah.
Which people are saying is like $1 billion deal or something like that.
It is. And honestly, I think that's actually the nature of a lot of these deals now. And you're seeing with a lot of these players, it's similar to the deal that Michael Jordan cut with Nike. And Michael Jordan was really the one who helped to set the whole tone for how that worked. Because remember, sneaker deals before Jordan were very, very different. You had it was generally just cash and generally short term. But what you then had when Michael Jordan was the first time that you actually had athletes who were not just signing long-term deals, but also saying, I want a piece of the upside. That if this works, I want to be able to benefit from the upside of this working. And so whether you're talking about what LeBron got done with Nike or KD or Steph, you have now a chance where the athlete is taking a greater sense of ownership of their own future, where they're not just kind of like what I was saying before, they're not just the employee, they're now the employer. They're now an equity owner. And I do think that is something that was really important. And again, shout out to Mike Jordan for being able to set a new tone. But it was a different type of approach about the way you think about your life. And it's a different type of approach about the way you think about your skill set. And frankly, it's exactly the kind of approach that I want for everybody in my state to take on. I want to be a state of owners where they feel a vested interest in what we're doing because you treat things differently that you own. You know, there's a great line people say, no one ever washes a rented car. You know what I mean? And so it's real, right? You take a different sense of ownership on things that you own. And so whether it is home ownership, whether it is small business ownership, whether it is a sense of involvement in a community or a community organization, that you are a philanthropist, that you're supporting, whatever it is, I want to build a state where people feel ownership in the success of the state because I believe that's going to get us to a better place.